Years old, my people. I normally go live on IG, but I wanted to come over here on YouTube for a minute because they don't, I can't share some of my videos off of Instagram on YouTube. So I just wanted to come over here and speak a little bit. Those that do come in here and join this live, and those that a lot of people don't know my Instagram channel, so therefore people to come over here. Yizzo, Supreme. Man, woman, and child, heaven and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. I see you. So listen, I normally go live on Instagram, but I wanted to come over here on YouTube and give a little quick little live. And I just want to bring people up to speed, regarding what's going on. Remember, all of this stuff that's a distraction on the ground, wars and rumors of wars, all that is a distraction about what's going on, what's taking place in the higher realm, in the upper realm. Now, I will tell you this, my brothers and sisters. Baphomet, Pindar, Moloch, he has made it clear. If I can't have control over the people from the stars, as well as the people that I created, the race that I created on this planet, then I would rather blow the planet up or create total chaos. Total chaos, especially in the part of the solar system that we are currently at. Now, I told people this before. I told you that Russia and Ukraine has to take place. People called me off my rocker. Oh, Russia's pulling out their military. First and foremost, let me just tell you this. I even have a video from an individual that lives in Ukraine that sent me the video. The person that made the video didn't send it to me himself. Someone else did, but he's from Ukraine and he lives there, and he made it very clear who started that war. It wasn't Russia. And if you look at what's happening, Russia is strategically shutting down Ukraine. It's hitting all of their military bases. Everywhere where they stock up military weapons at, it is being destroyed. Their military airways is being shut down. Now, what's going to happen is, what y'all don't understand, is that this war that's happening, it has to take place. But because things have failed here in the United States regarding, Russia and NATO was supposed to join forces and have America like Australia. We were supposed to be disarmed. There was supposed to be no guns, but that backfired on them. Now, because of the jab didn't work as well, and now time is their enemy. Time was their friend, but now time is their enemy. So because none of that worked, now this entity, Baphomet Dow, Pindar, Moloch, and his goon crew, as well as the fake royal family. That's why what's to call me has now popped up with COVID-19. Supposedly she's supposed to be on some sort of she's supposed to be on a I don't know. She's supposed to be on some sort of life support, if I'm not mistaken. The fake one, the fake Elizabeth. She's supposed to be on some sort of she's supposed to be on some sort of life support. Whether that's true or not, it don't make a difference. That suit that she's under, that hologram suit that she has is no longer going to work. So all those that sat in the shadows and created this system are going to be revealed to us, my brothers and sisters. Now, China and Taiwan is next. China just flew jets into Taiwan airspace, and which they showing they don't give a damn. And China is backing Russia when it comes to NATO and the United States. This is why the United States didn't mention China not one time. The United States can't handle Russia one-on-one. They can't even handle Russia with all of their allies. All of the allies that are backing the United States, basically who United States have control of. It's not like they're backing the United States. Germany not really backing the United States. India's not really backing them. But because America is holding a gun to their head, this is why they're backing them. The president of Ukraine was actually used, and he's seeing that he's being used now, but he's put inside of a corner, inside of a box. He realized he was being used to the T. And if you listen to that live interview that he did on stage, I think it was at CPAC. It was on Sunday, Saturday or Sunday. You can see the frustration that he started to speak towards the United States. And then they interrupted me, and his so-called generals on the side was like, yo, it's time to go. It's time to go. There's a lot of things happening in the sky over in Ukraine that they're not telling you. There's a lot of things happening in the sky over in Russia that they're not showing you as well. However, I will tell you this, my brothers and sisters. Don't be fooled by what's happening. Understand something. This must take place. We have grown complacent with a slow death on this planet. We have grown complacent with turning a deaf ear and a blind eye to our children, to the carbonated beings that come from the stars. Every 30 seconds, one of us is going missing. We are being murdered, and we're being murdered psychologically and physically from every corner you turn. Whether we being rolled up in a mat, whether we being slung down in school, whether we got a knee on our back, or we getting pumped with bullets, or the education system, or the language, or the foods that we are eating. We have turned a deaf ear, a blind eye to slow death. So this must take place. And it's only going to affect the ones that come from the stars, that believe, that truly believe in their heart that there's a creator out there that created us all the same. And it just so happened, these just a group of people that have behavior problems. No, that's not it. And it's a sad day that's coming to a lot of our brothers and sisters. A sad day that's coming. All other races, I want to tell you something. The time is here now. You have had your chance to turn away from the system that showed you goodwill. They gave you false love. It gave you false hopes. It made you make me your enemy. I was never your enemy. In fact, I showed you more love. Me and my mother showed you more love. And this goes for every race. We have shown you more love than your creators. We have shown you more love than your creators. And now this is coming to an abrupt end. My brothers and sisters, the ones that are going to panic are the ones that are completely have disconnected themselves. It is not your place to reconnect someone to the universe. That is their free will and their free choice. Just like it's your free will and free choice to click play here on this video. It is not, I'm not forcing you to do that. That's your free will and your free choice. It is not your place, my brothers and sisters, for you to kill yourself for one of your family members, one of your close friends to see the light within themselves. So that way they can see the curtain that was pulled over their eyes. This planet is being shut down by a higher force. America is being destroyed from within. All other races, you have been used. And it's sad that you haven't realized that even to this day with the high frequency that is coming from the sun. So a lot of you that have the small few, the few that do realize that you have been used, what's happening is you are turning to black men. See, the black woman is not going to save you, white man, or any other race. Let me correct that. Yellow man, because your skin is not white. You're actually yellow. That's a pigmentation. That's a phenopigmentation. The black woman is not going to save you, yellow man. And I want you to understand this. But for all other races that want to prey now on our brothers, our strong star beam brothers, by using beautiful fancy words like black man, you're great. Black man, you're more than what the world has told you. We knew this already. We wanted to hear that from our own mothers, from our own creators. We would prefer to hear that from us first. But you're not going to be saved either. At all for what has done. Whether a lot of people will sit there and say, yo, listen, Kala, my race didn't enslave you. No, you did not. And I'm not holding you accountable, nor am I holding the white race or any other, or the Asian race or the Arab race for physical enslavement. But mental slavery goes far deeper than physical slavery. Goes far deeper. So sure, you may have not held the whip in your hand, and you may have not created the education or curriculum system, the language that keep us in our amygdala, to keep us in a low vibratory state. You may not create the poison and put it in sugary foods so our babies and children can eat it. You may not have done that, but you are a part of the psychological slavery that my people are under. And that makes you just as guilty. Makes you just as guilty. Because not one of you has stood up and said, hey, check this out. I love my genetics. And let me tell you about my genetics. Matter of fact, there is a station right now on YouTube. It is called Leak Project. Go listen to last night. I don't know about the one from the day, but listen to last night live. When we got the Sumerian picture on there, the tree. When you see the Sumerian text and you see that tree, that is plucking pine cones off of a tree. Your brain, I told you, the neurons in your brain have dendrites that connects to other neurons that look just like a tree or a plant when you pull it up from the root. When you pull it up from the root, my brothers and sisters, every tree and plant is connected, and they send signals and information to one another. But however, they all do not think the same, but they all harmonize with one heartbeat. Like I said, we're not supposed to be eye to eye, but we're supposed to be heart to heart. And every plant and every tree looks to help one another. When one say this plant is not getting enough sun, other brothers and sisters in the plant family say we're going to send that brother more energy. We're going to send that sister more energy. We don't turn, trees and plants don't turn their back on one another. And no matter how much asphalt, no matter how much concrete you see on the ground, deep beneath the asphalt, they are connected just like your neurons. Just like your neurons. So we can continue to look at Kala and say, well, Kala, you are speaking hatred. You are speaking, racism by separation. We are already separated by DNA and RNA. Love brought us together. False love brought us together, which in turn destroyed my race. Love destroyed my race. And it's okay. I'm not blaming you for that. We're going to deal with that ourselves. But I hope that you are sincerely paying attention to what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. And a lot of this was already set up and orchestrated by the Draco race. A lot of policies that Biden set into place when he came into office gave Putin the go-ahead to do what he's doing. Fox News is revealing all of this bullshit because you have different species that are here on this planet that have joined in the enslavement, the embarrassment of us that's usurping energy. But now they see our brothers and sisters is here and a new age has come. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Now they know that their time is up. The game is over. So now what do? They telling on each other through the media. The CDC telling on Dr. Fauci and his crews. All through the media. And nobody seems to be paying attention to this. Or you are, and you turning a deaf ear and a blind eye to it. However, it's okay. Because right now, the way it's looking and how fast this is sped up, it don't look like you will be able to turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to it much longer. Much longer. After what take place over here, now mind you, Russia supplied the United States with corn. Corn is in that damn near everything. Corn syrup is in everything. Oil. The gasoline prices are going to go up. Inflation is going to go up. Then they're going to do a cyber attack. They're going to do a cyber attack. And then they're going to shut down the power. Because Pindar, the Baphomet Moloch is saying, if I can't have them, if I can't control them, if I can't be God to them, then I would rather see them kill each other, make them look like fools to the universe. And see, a lot of what I've said in many of my other videos, and even up to this day, is now coming to fruition. Not because I wanted it to come to fruition, that's what I felt in my soul. See, I want everyone to prosper. But see, you should never want to be successful off the detriment of another race. Every animals in nature, you have bees, you have flies, you have fucking rats, you have mice, you have scorpions, you got black ants, you got red ants, you got crocodiles, you got all kind of different fish that's living in the ocean, all kinds of different fish that surf and navigate throughout the ocean, and you don't see not one of them trying to infringe their ways on the other. You see dolphins hanging with dolphins, whales hanging with whales, octopus deals with octopus. All of a sudden, in the name of love, we should all be together as one, at the detriment of one race, though. See, we should all be together as one at the detriment of one race. I don't want to see anything happen to children, no matter what the ethnicity is. No matter what the ethnicity is. I don't want to see anything happen to children. But you got to want for more for your children than I want for mine. You got to want better for your species than I want for mine. And wanting better for your species is not living off of my species. And this is where it has to come to an end. It has to come to an abrupt end. So if you haven't been paying attention what's going on around the planet, my brothers and sisters, and all other races, I suggest you get glued to the screen. Or let me tell you this. Here's some good advice for you. Start to stack up on whatever you can. First of all, water. Couple flashlights. Hold on. I was listening to this here. But anyway, start to stack up on some canned goods, some flashlights, candles, you know, and whatever else that you can stack up on. All that getting an EMP protector, you're not going to stop the electromagnetic pulse that's going to come from the sun. They couldn't stop it now. They can't stop the CMEs that's coming from the sun now. What makes you think you're going to stop a true X flare that's going to come from the sun? All other races, let me tell you this. They're trying to tell you to get an EMP shield so you can wear over your head. Because what you call it is called the Havana syndrome. It's called the Havana syndrome, where they're trying to say that governments, China is one of them, is using electromagnetic pulses and removing parts and frying parts of government official brains. And this is why certain people are starting to act out. That's not the case. They're doing anything to divert you from the sun. This is all coming from the sun. And in actuality, it's coming from the consciousness of the universe, which is a woman. And she said, enough is enough. It is time for my sons to shine. It is time for truth and righteousness to prevail. It is time for all darkness to be pressed to the side. And we thought as a whole on this planet, as one whole unit, that this day would never come. And it is here, and it's fast approaching. And I'm going to say this here to my brothers and sisters out here. You know, I know we doing a lot of, it's a reason why America has allowed gun sales to go up the way they did. See, you got plan A, plan B, and plan C. It's a reason why they wanted gun sales to go up the way that they did. It's a reason why they wanted to say you can have a criminal record depending upon what it is. Now you can have a license. Now you can have a license to carry. It's a reason for that. And the reason for that is because, like I stated to you before, it's not going to be a race war. It's going to be what you call a panic war. People are going to panic when the cyber attack hits and you can't go to the bank and you can't withdraw fake money. See, all that stuff got to stop. When you can't withdraw fake money and you can't walk to the corner store and just pick up some groceries and go home and sit on your couch and watch Netflix Snowfall. Watch the destruction of our race. Just ridiculous. Watch the destruction of our race on TV as it's happening in reality as well. When you no longer can sit back and do that, panic is going to set in. Believe me, when I tell you, true panic is going to set in. Those that are used to eating 3, 4, 5 times a day, those that are used to getting prescription medicine from prescription medicine from pharmacies. The number one rule that was laid out on this planet was know thyself. The number one rule was know thyself. You have no right to be walking around with diabetes. You have no right to be walking around with viruses and diseases. When you have copper in your skin. And if you look up oxidizing, it's called oxidizing biocides. Oxidizing biocides. You look it up. And then you look up non-oxidizing biocides. That's for the other race. But if you look up oxidizing biocides, we have everything in our skin to prevent us from catching any viruses and diseases. Everything. So what we have to do in order for our bodies to be acceptable to that stuff, we have to ingest poison to become poison. So what's going to happen is no longer will you be able to sit back and ingest poison and go to an artificial race to get poison, to cover up the poison that you're taking. No more. Those days are over. We will no longer be complacent with a slow death. You're either going to have a fast one or you're going to have a glory one. Point blank and simple. Point blank and simple. You're not going to have to, you're not supposed to go to someone, oh, doc, my chest is hurting. Oh, doc, my legs is hurting. But meanwhile, you can't get away from the sugar. You can't get away from the unnecessary coffee and the fake soul food, the cheese, the fried chicken, the fried fish. All that bullshit is breaking your anatomy down, breaking down the veins, the circular vascular system. The detoxin is toxifying your lymphatic system, breaking you they call it the immune system, but it's your lymphatic system. You won't no longer be able to do that and then complain to another race and sit back. You see how people, it hurts me sometimes. I was in a supermarket the other day and I seen a brother and a sister in a motorized wheelchair, in a motorized bike, riding around the supermarket. And in the front of their cart, right, they sitting in the motorized thing, legs swollen, the body is swollen, full of mucus and inflammation. Inflammation and mucus, riding around in this mechanical bike that we would call so-called, it's not a wheelchair, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? The ones that can't walk, but they ride around in it. You know what I mean? So anyway, in the front of the cart, you know what was in there? It was soda, chips, bacon, everything that's killing you. Everything that's killing, everything that got you in the situation that you are in today. And I looked at the individual and I just, with every love, with every atom inside of me, I just shook my head and just kept moving. I shook my head and kept moving. Let me tell you something, my brothers and sisters. We are moving into an age that things are going to happen fast. I want my young people to understand this, that can move around in their vessels. I want you to understand this. Even if you saw Kala walking around and I could barely move, you better move on from me. You better move on from me. You sit there and say, well, that's my mom, that's my aunt, nobody's telling them to eat this shit. Nobody's telling them to drink this down here. That is not your responsibility. I want children to understand something. You did not tell your parents to sit down and lay in a bed and have sex with one another. You did not do that. They chose to have sex with one another. And in the process of having sex, you were spawned down from the universe into that womb. So you should not feel guilty or feel bad because you said, I'm not going to sit there and kill myself. It's not my obligation for me to run to the hospitals and the doctors with you all the time because you got high blood pressure, diabetes and all that. You're eating the foods. I didn't tell you to eat that. When you were my age, you had a choice not to eat that. You had a choice to be better. You had a choice to put green vegetables inside of your body. When has it become the children's responsibility to take care of the elderly? First and foremost, when you look at a tree, we're supposed to grow like trees, my brothers and sisters. As the older you get, the stronger your bones and your body gets. The older you get, the stronger your bones and your body is supposed to get. You're not supposed to use your bad habits, your toxic habits, and now that with your toxic habits destroyed your body, you're not supposed to use the fact that I'm your parent, that you should do that for me. No, that's wrong. That is wrong. And I want my children, the young star seeds, to hear this. The time is coming that you are going to have to make a decision. Do you stay with the old or do you move with the new? You are responsible for the next generation. You are not responsible for the previous generation. You are responsible for the next generation, not the previous one. The previous had their chance. They had their shot. They gave it up. They surrendered it to partying, to alcohol, to tobacco products, to hanging out at night. They surrendered this to getting on their knees and putting themselves in the Lord's hands. You are a whole new different generation. You are a whole new different species. And what's coming this way right now, I beg you, my young star seeds, move forward. Do not look backwards. Move forward. You will see them again. You will see them again. Do not let love put you in a box where as though you destroy yourself. Even if you saw Kala hanging on the end of a curve, you say, that's Kala's choice. He has to move on with his life. You don't believe this? I tell that to my own star seeds. What would I look like letting you change a shitty diaper of mine? What I look like letting you sit there being concerned with me all day? Raise your own family. Move forward. That is unfair to you. Because we're supposed to get stronger with the sun as we grow. How is it that I know an 80-year-old man that's still running and jogging, a 70-year-old woman that's still running and jogging, she can think, she's cognitive of her decisions that she is making. But meanwhile, you got 35-year-olds and 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds out here that can't even walk up a flight of steps without having a shorter breath. No, they are causing that on their own. And then they want to blame it on you if you decide to live your life. No, that is wrong. That is dead wrong. So I beg you, my star seeds, please move forward. You are responsible for the next generation. You are not responsible for the previous generation that wanted to hold hands and march in peace while our race was being psychologically and physically destroyed. You see them even to this day wanting to join the politics. You see them to this day want to put on a shirt and a tie and a suit and talk about how we need better laws and better education and better police officers. And we need more money in the black community, the so-called black communities. No, we don't. We need you to leave out of our lives. And this is what's happening on this planet. This year right here, my brothers and sisters, the year 2022, on this Gregorian calendar, will be the start of the great separation. The year 2022 will be the start of the great separation. You can mark my word on that one right there. Whether it come from the sun or whether it come from Pindar Moloch wanting to shut the lights out to see us see complete chaos on this planet. China and Taiwan is next, my brothers and sisters. Pay attention. After Russia, when I go live, I'm gonna go live maybe this weekend. Ain't no maybe. Ain't what I even said maybe for. Yes, I am. I'm gonna go live this weekend. And I'm gonna show you evidence of proof that people that are in Ukraine, first of all, that want Russia there. They know that the government, they know that the president of Ukraine was manipulated. They know that he was being used. Even he himself has found out how he was being used. So I'm going to show you how people in Ukraine was saying that the Ukrainian military was the ones who started this, and Russia is the ones who had to finish it. Just like they said Putin crew. Some of Putin's top advisors was telling Putin that he's making a wrong decision. Remember on CNN News, all through the news station, Putin top advisors was saying that he's making the wrong decisions. Now, mind you, I don't give a damn how this goes. For real. I know it's coming from the sun. I know it's coming from a higher dimension that this shit is being shut down. So I don't give a damn. But I respect the man that's fighting for his people. I respect anyone that's fighting for his people and that's standing firm on his square. I respect that. So remember when they said Putin, some of his top advisors are telling him he's wrong or this, that, and the third. You know what Putin did? He turned right around and had a live press conference with all of his top generals and top advisors. And he said each one of them step up to the podium and you speak exactly about how you feel regarding Ukraine, the United States, and NATO. And each and every last one of them said NATO is a no-no going into Ukraine. Every last one of them. And every last one of them said, we will give our lives before we are alive. Listen, we will give our life before we allow another country, a Western country, hold a gun to our head and tell us and dictate to us on how we should be living over here in Russia. Every last one of them stated that. Meanwhile, there's plenty of proof that even in the United States, when they went into what? Iraq. When they went into Iraq, when they went into Afghanistan, when they went into Iraq, when they went into Afghanistan, their own people, Democrats and Republicans, were going against that. They was going against that. Why? Because people don't realize that none of these presidents had to say so about what's going on. This is all coming from a higher, let me put it to you like this in layman terms. This is all coming from the fake royal family, Pindar Moloch and his crews, the Draco race, all of them that manipulated, that has been doing manipulation on this planet for quite some time. And now it is all coming to an end. Now I hear a lot of people out here all of a sudden want to speak about extraterrestrials and other races of beings. All I say is this: where were you at? Where were you at months ago or years ago, 2-3 years ago, when people were calling me crazy? Because now I hear everybody's coming out with this shit now. You have no other choice but to realize that there are other intelligent forces that are around you. Some of them are humanoids. Some of them are, let me turn this up. Some of them are humanoids. But the highest of all intelligent beings are on this in the universe. It's you and I, my brothers and sisters. We are at the high, we are the supreme of all life. We have seated all life on every planet. All life come through us. All life come through us. And this portion of earth is what you call school. This was a test to us. This was a test to us. You don't get better. You ever see somebody you never see nobody got better by not reading. You never seen nobody got better by not exercising and working out. Whether you do yoga, I remember, people out here right now would say, I couldn't do any yoga poses. But then after I started practicing over and over and over and over, next thing you know, I can do yoga. I can do certain yoga poses. People was like, man, I couldn't work out. I felt like I couldn't lose the weight. But then I started working out. I got better. I got better. I got better. You don't get better just sitting on your ass hoping for better. You don't do that. You get better by working for it. You put your mind to it, as well as your physical body. So this was a test, not just for our physical, but for our mental. This is the tree of life right here. This is why our hair grows towards the sun, just like a tree. This is why on the Sumerian text, if you see the carvings, that's a tree. And you see the Sumerian god picking pine cones off the tree, taking your pineal gland, which is your frontal lobe. My bad, people. Like, yo, I'm getting, like, when I go on live, I just noticed something, man. When I go on live, like, it just seems like people just want to keep sending me messages. They just keep, I like just continuously just keep going. And I'm like, yo, like, what's wrong with y'all, man? Like, I don't get it. I truly don't get it. That's what be like, yo, it really bothers me, man. Like, I don't get it. And you know what? That's why I ignore so many of them. I truly ignore. Like, when people I get to the point I just ignore them now. Like, it's just ridiculous. You're very disrespectful. You're rude. Like, I don't get it. I'm sitting here speaking on live and you want to continue to send messages. Why? I know what's going on. All of a sudden, I told y'all, this is so confusing to me. 3-4 years ago, when I was talking about all this, nobody seemed that, not one. I could go through plenty of YouTube and nobody was talking about this. All they was saying, we energetic beings, we this, that, and the third. Not talking about our star family, not talking about how we are connected to the very source and we are the source. Nobody was doing none of this, man. Nobody was talking about the sun. Nobody was doing none of this shit. Now, all of a sudden, so many people don't want to talk about it. Oh, man, and then you want to send me pictures. You don't got to do none of that. You don't got to do none of that. I'm good. I'm okay. Post it on your own social media. Like, come on. When I'm talking on here, I don't write nothing down. It comes from my soul. So there's no need to interrupt me. I don't even read the chat. That's why I don't read the chat. I'm speaking from my soul. But like I said, my brothers and sisters, I never seen nobody was talking about the sun. Nobody was talking about the great separation. This is the awakening. We're going to crystallize. We're going to do all this. Before we crystallize, we got to deal with this shit out here first. Before we crystallize, we got to deal with this shit out here first. You think Pindar Moloch is going to allow you to crystallize before he try to get you to commit suicide or get you to kill your brothers and sisters, whereas though that you will not enter into the light of absolute? He got to listen, for the brothers and sisters that did not take the jab, when it get dark out here and it get crazy, it's going to come to a point in time that he's going to be pushing your buttons to see if you're going to literally kill your brother or sister for nothing. Because some of us want to do that. We looking to do that. Oh man, I can't wait. I'm going to kill this. I can't wait. Some of us are looking. And guess what? You're being watched 24 hours, 7 days a week. All of us down here. And soon as you do that, listen, it's a difference when you do it for righteousness. It's a difference from when you do it for righteousness. If someone, it don't make a difference who it is posing a threat to your life, you have every right to defend and take care of yours. You have every right to defend and take care of yours. Believe that. But those that are going to be out here looking to cause bloodshed, those out here that's going to be looking to harm their brothers and sisters, you will not enter into the light of absolute. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. So this is what he wants. Oh, those that didn't take the jab, we're going to get them to do this. We're going to get them to this. I'm going to show you, universe. I'm going to show you, universe, that I have full control over them, and they're going to act just like the species that I created. Even worse. Matter of fact, even worse than the species that I created. Watch them. Watch me get them to do that. Watch me get them to do that. Why you think snowfall is so important? Why you think it's so important? Why you think that show so important? Huh? How many snowfalls have we seen? With Power, Boys in the Hood? How many of them movies we got to see? New Jack City? How many of them do we got to see, my brothers and sisters? Huh? How many of them we got to see? Just being real, how many of them do we have to see? We should be tired of looking at our brothers and sisters taking on movie roles to depict us to the world as murderers and killers, we cause violence, and we're drug dealers. We should be tired of that by now. I know that I am. I don't want to see that anymore because I know it's a lie. But guess what? If I put the top programs, if I make them hot to you, guess what that does? Send electrical magnetic frequencies to what you would call your hippocampus. Your hippocampus deal with, not your hippocampus, your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus gland. Your hypothalamus gland deals with behavior too. So if I send enough electrical magnetic frequencies to that, to have you thinking that, like, remember when Minister Society came out, everyone wanted to turn the gun to the side? Remember when Pastor Cavassier, everybody had to get Cavassier? When everyone saw Power, the show Power, everybody had to, all the white boys wanted to turn into who? Tommy. Because Tommy had a what? Black woman. Huh? Come on. So now you got Snowfall. Now you got Snowfall. Meanwhile, The Walking Dead been on there for 12, 13 years. Man, I value you, my brothers and sisters. I sincerely do. I will tell you that China and Taiwan is next. And America can't do nothing. We are being spread thin, just like the Nazis were. They were spread thin and they were defeated from inside out. That's what's taking place. The same thing that's taking place now with America. We're not worrying about, listen, I'm being honest with you, my brothers and sisters. This is not our fight. This is theirs. We're just going to feel a lot of us are going to feel the brunt of this because we have grown so enamored with a slow death and we believe and trust in these people. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know your anatomy, if you don't know how to heal yourself in case something go wrong, for instance, let's say you get stabbed in a scuffle. Let's say you get shot and infections start growing on your body and you don't know how to treat that. Ain't no more doctor's office going to be open. You got a toothache, ain't no more doctor's office going to be open. That shit is being shut completely down. You shouldn't have toothaches. You shouldn't be getting grazed. And if if something do happen to you, you should be able to know how to take care of yourself. When animals get sick in nature, they know how to take care of themselves. You ain't going to see a lion going to a hyena doctor. You ain't going to see an elephant going to a motherfucking lion for medical advice. You're not going to see that. You're going to see lions take care of lions, elephants take care of elephants.
What Putin's plans for Ukraine is also going to be interesting. He hasn't really laid that out to us. Is his intention absolutely to overthrow the government? Is he going to back out eventually?
They keep saying Putin. They keep saying Putin didn't lay out his plans. He told you what his plans was. No military of NATO is allowed to be in Ukraine. How simple can that be? Now, let me just say this, and I'm going to end it with this. Listen to the wordplay, my brothers and sisters, that they are using when it comes to Putin. Oh, he's a violent, he's a thug, he's barbaric to go in there and just take a sovereign country. Well, what happened to Afghanistan? What happened to Iraq? What happened to Libya? What happened to Syria? Are y'all not, are you, what? What? Are y'all serious? Look at the words of choice of words that they're using about a man that goes into a country that's actually his neighbor. That's pretty much that's part of Russia, to be honest with you. That's part of Russia. Hit that like button. Yes, please hit that like button. I appreciate it. Look at the words that they were using to describe this man. But guess what? When America went into Iraq, Iraq was the size of South Philly. They didn't care. They dropped bombs on schools, daycares, on civilians. When they went in to go get, what's his name? I can't even think of his name. The one who Hillary Clinton was so happy to kill in Libya. When they went aside, go pull up pictures of Libya country, how it looked before the war, and then look at it now. Go look at it. They literally disabled and destroyed a beautiful country. Literally. Look at the words that go look at Afghanistan. They dropped daisy cutters on villages, killing millions, killing thousands of children. Are you serious? This man is strategically targeting weaponry warehouses. Weaponry warehouses, airstrikes, where the planes can take off at. He's strategically destroying them. We went in there barbarically, dropped bombs on everything in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, even caused a slave trade now that's going on over there. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, America. Y'all gonna have a lot of payback. Y'all gonna listen, and this is what's gonna make it so bad that a lot of people are turning against y'all at this time. A lot of people are literally turning against y'all. Listen, I value you, my brothers and sisters. I sincerely do. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Pay attention. Everybody's paying attention to Russia, but I'm telling you, don't turn away from China. Don't turn away China, Taiwan. That's next, and then it's going to be cyber attacks. Because again, this summertime is going to be crazy with the UV index. This is all coming from above, my brothers and sisters. YouTube, I'm using a disclaimer. Let me just say this to you. I don't have any hatred for anyone. I'm not here to cause violence, nor do I want violence. I want to make this very clear. Very clear. I'm just speaking of facts that's already on Fox News. Everything I stated was already on Fox News. Everything that I'm stating is already in the news. So again, I'm not promoting any kind of hatred, nor am I promoting any violence. To be truthful and honest with you, what I promote is every species should be maintaining and dealing with their own species. That's what they should be doing. Point blank and simple. And in fact, those people that consider themselves are American, you should not be suiting up to go fight somebody else's war. You're going over to fight someone else's war when you can actually stay home and be a father or a mother to your children and be around your own species. Fruits and vegetables, water and electricity, stuff come from the earth. You don't need your government control. We actually control this. Point blank and simple. The government, people should not be afraid of their government. The government should be afraid of the people. Point blank and simple. If it's any kind of fear that should be going on. Now, again, I'm not advocating any kind of violence. I'm not promoting any violence. Everyone should be in peace, but dealing with their own race. Be at peace and deal with your own race. That's all I'm stating. Point blank and simple. There's no violence or none of that. You all are creating the violence, not I. I am telling the truth, exposing the facts that are taking place on this planet. Point blank and simple. So I value my brothers and sisters. You know, we all have free will and free choice. Make sure you use it wisely. Man, woman, and child, heaven and earth, eternal light. Each one reach one. This is how we grow, my brothers and sisters. I see you. Protect yourself at all times with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, and 3D human free. Kalama'at Amin Ra, God gene for life. I'm out. One love.